What's good, people? Welcome back to the show. We're going to do a weekly roundup. There's been a lot of action, a lot of highs and lows yet again when it comes to the Premier League. Lee Gunner is joining us. He's going to be a little bit late, just gone off of his stream. Goody can't make it this week. He'll be back next time. We've got myself, you've got Henry, you've got Kaz. Big up, boys. Big up the chat. Smash the like. We got up to 8K not long ago, so thank you all so much for getting us up to 8K. Make sure you keep smashing like and subscribe, and make sure you do exactly the same over to Never a Foul and on Henry Wright TV as well. I don't even know where to start. I suppose let's start with Tottenham just because Lee ain't here yet, and then we'll come into Arsenal because you actually did lose.
Make yourself feel better, yeah?
Do you know what it is actually? Honestly, right? I've just been on Matisse channel and it was hard, man. I can't lie. But Tottenham are a shambles. It's a circus of a club. The players have given up. Some of the players that I didn't actually rate anyway have proven why I don't rate them. I think this Pedro Porro guy has been poor. Højbjerg was shocking. Sanchez gets subbed off, then subbed off. Romero, lazy at the back, needs a calm head next to him. Not been good of late. Kulusevski's better than Saka, but I haven't seen him for 8 weeks. It's poor, man. Henry is poor, bruv. Like what do you actually think now? It's just I don't care anymore, or do you actually have a little bit of show me some pride and actually allow me to enjoy some football before the end of the season? Where you at, man?
It's a little bit of both, I guess. There isn't any pride at this football club. It's non-existent. When I looked at our fixtures, right, and I see Brighton, Man United, Newcastle, Liverpool in there, I'm like, and obviously Bournemouth, I'm like, the one I expect us to go and win is Bournemouth. We robbed 3 points off of Brighton. Let's not beat around the bush. We completely robbed them. The week before that, we bottled leads against Everton and Southampton, and we've just lost to Bournemouth. So they're 3 relegation candidate sides, and we haven't beaten any of them. Southampton, Bournemouth, and Everton. We're currently, and I'm not going to hold back now, we are the worst team to watch in the Premier League, in my opinion, or at least down there. You probably say bottom 5 teams to watch. When Harry Kane doesn't have a good game, right, there isn't much else going on. Son, fair play to him. He's had a couple of better performances. Obviously scored a worldie against Brighton. Had a fairly good game against Bournemouth. But there's no backbone in anything through this team. Real talk, there is no backbone whatsoever. There just ain't. I know I'm probably going to banter Arsenal a lot for giving away a lead, but real talk, when you look at where you've come in the last heaps and bounds and what we've come, we're going backwards. Potts. The players that you said aren't good enough, right? Let's talk about them. Kulusevski this season has been pretty much bang average. Højbjerg, we should sell in the summer. He's absolutely clapped, right? Who else? Longley. As soon as Longley went off against Port, he was actually pretty good. He put the ball through to Son, right? Longley goes off. We bring on Davinson Sanchez. He only lasted 23
Colombian
minutes.
Mustafi, mate. That's what he is. That's what I call him.
23 minutes. It's like a Bue 2.0. Remember when you got subbed on and subbed off? We've Eric Dyer. We're giving this guy a 3-year contract extension. Real talk, you can banter Arsenal as much as you want because of their bodily needs or whatever. Or you can banter United because they bought a lead against Sevilla. We are the gift that keeps on giving. Real talk, we are. It's beyond a joke now. Royalty is beyond a joke. Right? It is actually insanity. And then you got Harry Kane, absolutely awful. And the performance-wise throughout the season, he hasn't been great, but he still managed to put the ball in the back of the net 22 or 23 times. He was awful. Kulusevski, non-existent. That Kulusevski-Saka debate, let's just drop that right now because one's up here and one's down here. Right? You look at the midfield. We're starting games with Skip and Højbjerg. I can't wait to see Bentancur back in the midfield. I'd rather him on one leg. Then you look at the back line. Pedro Porro. Going forward, he's actually fairly good. Right? Defensively, he's absolutely woeful. He's awful. This game, it was awful going up and down.
Pedro Porro. That's what I think I'll call him. He's fucking dreadful, mate.
When you look at the centre halves, who's the commanding voice in our centre back? You got Romero, who's a walking
Eric Dyer. Good on contract, isn't he, Eric Dyer?
he's got the turning circle of a flipping double-decker bus. And then you got Longley. If it's not Longley, it's the Colombian PS4.
Henry.
You see?
New contract in it, Henry. Eric Dyer, I'm hearing.
Honestly, it's a disgrace. And then we're trying to do a protest, and there's less than 50 people there. And that is one of the biggest problems with the fan base. The only time we've protested properly in the last 10 years was for ESL. And the only reason we did that, the Super League, is because everyone else jumped on the bandwagon. Right? Real talk, when you actually look at what's going on, we have got so many problems at our football club. £200 million worth of players out on loan. Harry Kane going in the summer. Still no manager. We're talking about bringing Luis Enrique in. He's got to be out of his mind to come here. Like, you've got to seriously question the manager's mentality when you've
Would you be happy with him?
It's got to be better than what we're having now. We've got Ryan Mason at the wheel. We haven't even got those. Right? Like, we got Stellini and Mason. Like, genuinely, they're like the flipping. They're like the that program Step Brothers of Will Farrell and the other geezer. That's what it's like at the wheel. We've got no tactical prowess throughout our team. Like, why can't we play 4 at the back? Why is this narrative of we've got to play a 3 at the back? You go Romero, Porro, Perisic, Longley. That is a better defensive unit than Dyer, Longley, Romero, and what we've got now. Because straight away we've only got 2 in the midfield. When we played you lot, right? You have like a midfield 4 diamond, right? You got Partey, you got Odegaard, you got Xhaka and Zinchenko, right? We'll talk about Kieran Tierney, whatever later, but that's the reason we can't compete, because we get smothered every single game by the midfield. We got outrun by Bournemouth. You got Gary O'Neill, right, coming out saying, we knew we could get a result here. Have some shame. Gary O'Neill coming down to the Champagne Stadium.
Big up Bournemouth. North London is red. They tweeted it, bro.
Yeah, whoever runs that Twitter
That's
account
class,
gets sacked.
How many more times is it going to take before your fan base flip? Seeing these tweets get put out when you get beaten.
It's not going to happen, Lee. It's not going to happen, because at the end of the day, I've said this many times now, Levy's changed the culture of the football club. We're celebrating. This is how shameless we are. Don't get me wrong. I'll be on TikTok and Instagram trolling everyone, because that's what I do. But we're celebrating Arsenal getting a draw at West Ham. We're getting packed by Bournemouth.
Stop right there. You was in my chat, and so was Tobes, yeah?
Yeah, but I told you you wouldn't beat West Ham.
You did tell me we wouldn't beat
West
Ham.
That's the only reason I was there.
Than anything.
I have some shame. Like, real talk, we've got Newcastle, Aston Villa, Brentford, Man United, and Liverpool to play this season. Well, we're not beating Villa because they're just literally, it's like Floyd Mayweather's whole career. It's win, win.
Mate. Unai Emery. Told you he was no absolute fool.
I tell you what,
we were toxic, mate.
Mate, negative. Toxic.
I tell you what, I take him at Tottenham in a heartbeat.
If he gets in the Champions League, he's manager of the season.
you look at it, right?
Hands down.
People come out and don't question Conte. How is Unai Emery able to improve the likes of Tyrone Mings, the likes of Ashley Young, that are not great footballers? Yet Conte couldn't improve Benson Core, Kulusevski, Son, Kane. That's where the manager's got to be held accountable. Like, Unai Emery's getting results. He's turned Ollie Watkins into some scrub. He's now scored 11 goals in his last 12 games. That's not just on Watkins. That's on the manager believing in him.
By the way, I've been wanting Watkins at Arsenal for years.
And then when you get players like, I don't want to finish in the Conference League. It's the Mickey Mouse Cup. We haven't won a major honour for 33 years. Like, we're absolutely clapped. The whole fan base. Tobes, Fuad, Expressions. Everyone else on YouTube is, we don't want the Mickey. Why do we want the Mickey Mouse Cup? That'd be the biggest trophy we've won in the last 40 years. And we're sitting there putting it down. But the moral of the story is, we're an absolute circus, and we're going to be the gift that keeps on giving until eventually something changes at this football club. Real talk, it's going to be the same cycle, rinse, repeat. Like, everyone's going to banter you lot for bottling the league. And don't get me wrong, I'll probably be on that bandwagon because I'm shameless. But look where you are, and look where we are. Look where United are, and look where we are. Liverpool are having their worst season in the last 10 years and are only 6 points behind us.
Mate, listen.
Bit more than that, 10.
Talking.
All right, 10 points though. If we lose our next 3 games, win the next 3 games, we're neck and neck.
I think they got 2 games in hand, plus they got to play you, so technically they can go about a point.
Yeah, Liverpool, who are in the absolute turmoil at the moment, can still go above us.
You're
Right.
finishing 8th. Like Chelsea are finishing 15th this season.
I don't actually think we can finish 8th because I think.
I mean, dead serious, by the way. Like Chelsea are legit. I've done my calculations. Yeah, they are finishing 14th. Crystal Palace and Wolves are going to finish above Chelsea, and I think Bournemouth will get them a run for their money. I don't think West Ham and all that finish above Chelsea. Are finishing about 14, 15 this season.
Mate,
You're
if,
finishing about.
if Tuchel wasn't there, real talk, they'd be in a relegation battle.
Facts. And they go down as well with Lampard. 100. They'd be gone.
Could you imagine them getting relegated?
I'd
would
love it.
Absolutely
I would
love it.
Oh, I'd love it so
Matisse
much.
in the mud.
Oh,
Matisse in the
All
mud.
of them, man.
Goonie in
All
the
of them
mud.
in the mud. Goonie, Matisse, all of them, man. It would be fun. It would be fun.
What would be
Now,
good
Henry,
if you
listen,
were
you're talking facts, though, Henry, to be fair, right? Because that team out there just died on the pitch. It was embarrassing. They actually just died. Now, you can talk about us in a minute, but trust me, this team are dead. They're absolutely dead. And I don't even know that a manager like can come in there and do much more than what Conte did with that team because they are shocking. What was the point of sacking Conte and then playing?
I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, like, look at it since January, right? We've lost to Bournemouth now. We lost to Leicester. We lost to Villa. We lost to Arsenal City. We couldn't beat some scrub Milan team. Don't get me wrong, I know they beat Napoli the other night, but when we played them, they had injuries. The likes of Benassi wasn't playing. Tonali was barely fit. We've also lost to Wolves, Sheffield United pots. I went all the way up to Sheffield, so I just get slapped. Like,
They beat
that
Sheffield
is where
United
the
in the
manager.
cup, same for everybody, mate. Like,
Yeah, but Lee, that's where the manager's got to be held accountable.
We need Cuss with that little African music beat in the background, and then Arsenal, Danny Ceballos.
You know that's a French. You know the French World Cup song. That's just that.
Oh, is
but
that the song?
It's that but remixed, like literally a bit sped up in that.
Yeah,
Mental.
we need the Danny Ceballos, like Mikel Arteta's first. No, it was Unai. Is it Unai Emery? Was it Unai Emery or was it? I can't remember. Either way, we beat Sheffield United in the cup. You couldn't do it, and we had Danny Ceballos playing. Yeah.
Right, do you know from that tea? Look, so basically, I've got 2 more versions coming out of the tea. I've got one where I'm going to be stirring it, clanging the cup, where it's just going to no music, just pissing people off. Another one, yeah, it's when we lose. It's not nice, but let's just say I got drenched. But flipping, I mean, death threats I've had.
No.
I'm not surprised.
I've had one comment. One sec.
You got time, mate.
I'm going to smash that cup over your head and slice your throat with the debris.
Wow. Lee, can you imagine if you opened your like
Kwame
DMs?
from Ghana? Good one, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? I turned it in. Bro, you've got time if you open any DMs,
I was
mate.
gonna
I
say,
do not
man.
open any of this. Then just let them all, mate. Just let them all.
I must admit, I've probably got up to 50 requests on Instagram of people messaging me.
Fine.
Oh, how can you be called Henry and called Wright and you're not an Arsenal fan? Like, I haven't heard that for the last 26 years. Like, come on now. Actually get some original material. There'll be without a doubt, there'll be one person today messaging me saying, how can you be a Tottenham fan named after 2 Arsenal legends? Like, it's the same.
It's true. To be fair, they've got a point.
They have got a point, but you don't want to hear it 50 times.
Yeah, 50 times. It gets a bit long.
Let's move, man, because nothing's changed. Tottenham are trash. They should just fold the
I
club
thought I could.
and move on.
I want some props because it was on this show as well. 2 weeks. We was going through your fixtures, Henry, and you was denying. I said you dropped points at Southampton. I said you'd probably drop points to Brighton, which I was wrong about.
Yeah, this is where I'm going to just turn the
I
camera off.
I said Everton and Bournemouth is going to be difficult for you boys.
Bournemouth had beat you, and he
I
won.
remember this.
Yeah.
this.
And then I said after that, when we go, after that's all, you've got Newcastle, then you got us, and then you got Liverpool.
Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking. It will be Tottenham. It will be Tottenham. This is how Spursy things are. We'll get peppered by Newcastle and Man United, and then go and beat Liverpool at Anfield. That is what we do. Last year we beat Man City and lost to Burnley. This year we beat Man City and then lost 4-1 to Leicester. It's just, you never know what team's going to turn up. If Harry Kane has a good game, you never know. We might be in with a chance. If he doesn't, we look like a pub team.
It's embarrassing, man.
I can't wait to play you boys next week.
It's embarrassing.
That'll be the sort of game we'll turn up for, though, Cass. This is what we do.
Yeah, man.
Don't matter. That's the game that we win regardless of how crap we are.
Let's, before we go Arsenal West Ham, because we're going to probably do a massive chunk on that to the end. Kaz only got on a panel to take 3 points, mate.
Yeah, that's just why I've been silent
watched
for
it.
about 10 minutes of it, and then just waiting.
Waiting
smelling
for your
it.
time, bro. Waiting for your time.
Yeah.
How confident are you with some injuries now that top four's wrapped up and you can win another trophy? What's going on, bro?
No, the centre back situation is obviously dire. Get it, Henry? But
Hey.
basically,
No, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as Dyer, mate.
no, it's horrible. Like I know Rashford's back on Thursday, that's a fact. I wouldn't even risk him though. That's the thing. Just wait till Sunday to put him on a bench or something. Ericsson's back, got 70 minutes under his belt. Marcel's fit. Can't believe he didn't get injured. Luke Shaw didn't get risked. That means he'll be back for Sevilla. The left back, obviously, Manasseh just had a bit of a knock. He should be back as well. Like everyone's basically going to be fit enough, except for Varane until early May, just to realize he's got a newborn baby. I'm like, oh, did you really get injured, or did you just want some time out for a few weeks for your new? I'd understand it, to be fair. Yeah, I'll do the same. Then Lissandro's obviously out for the rest of the season. We have to literally rely on Lindelof and Maguire, who surprised me yesterday against Forest, to be fair. Like, Maguire takes still too long and stuff, and I'd rather go along with Lindelof and Shaw for the rest of the season, but I know Maguire's going to get minutes. And luckily against Brighton, Maguire's suspended. So, Sabitz is injured now, which is not good. Now we're back down to a bare midfield. Fred's back, which is good again, because he had a bit of a knock as well. It's just, every time we've had the full team back, in the same game, someone gets injured, and then again it just parallels with each other, and it's like, yeah, if you're injured, I'm gonna get injured as well, and then it's just back to being normal again. We can make an 11 out of Man United's current injuries. Bear in mind, most of them are back, but Garnacho is back in training today. Scott McTominay's back as well, which is Scott McTominay, right? But he's still an extra player, can be vital. Play good. Other than that, we still play well against Forest. They got absolutely bossed. Fernandez and Ericsson just controlled the whole thing. Casemiro had a good game, and he didn't. Usually, the DM gets the most props in the games these days. He went under the radar, like literally done everything, so like it's just solid, but didn't get all the props to that time. It was Bruno, because he was actually class. First game, you could probably watch a player and watch him and be like, you know what, he looked aesthetically quite good and wasn't giving away the ball. And if it wasn't for Keylor Navas, I think we would have scored about 5 goals that game. Honestly, he made some world-class saves at his age as well. He's a very good keeper. And the Forest fans as well, love the Forest fans. I can't lie, they're a classy bunch.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
That's what you do when you got a prestigious club with history, right, Henry? But yeah.
Oh, it's peak. It is peak.
Peaky Blinders.
It really is, man. Does anyone see United dropping out the top 4?
Nah.
Nah, me neither.
No, after
Me neither.
I think if we get, obviously we got to buy.
Go on.
Sorry, I was saying the only thing we
go
got
on,
to
mate.
buy this. We got to buy this week. We got a game in hand against Tottenham, and then on this weekend we're gonna have another game against Tottenham, which a game in hand, because we got obviously FA Cup. You got Newcastle. I don't think you're gonna beat. Then we got you next week, who I think we're gonna beat you as well. So it's just gonna climb. Brentford's got Aston Villa. Dare I say? So I think we just.
I think Villa will beat Brentford. I'm not going to lie to you. I think they'll go there and win. The way they're playing at the moment, the way they
Aston
actually
Villa at home.
Villa,
Though, I think it's Aston. I think Aston Villa at home.
No, Aston Villa away, and they've got Fulham at home on Tuesday, and you've got.
You lot are just crap, man.
I
Can't
know.
lie, like you lot are just really crap. Like honestly, I don't want to
Say it as
swear.
you see it,
I'm trying to tone.
as you see it, mate.
I'm not. I don't want to swear on stream no more, effing and blinding, and so forth and so forth. So I'm gonna try to tone it down. You lot are crap.
I made a whole
Like honestly,
career out of that.
I can't. It's like Chelsea were for 33 points in January. They're on 39. You lot have been on 46 to 52 points for the longest. I can't even remember the last time you budged.
We've won. Just to use some sort of perspective, we've won out of our last. I think I worked it out. I think we've beaten Forest out of our last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Out of our last 11 games, we've only won 4.
Yeah, this is
Mate,
what I just don't understand is Tottenham's had every opportunity to absolutely run away. Like literally just get to the 65-point mark and be like, you know what, from here, it don't matter. We're going to collect enough points to be like, we're comfortable. You should have beat Southampton. You should have beat Bournemouth.
Should have been Everton.
Should have been Everton. That's 9 points. For me, that's 9 points that you should have ran away with.
And then you got, don't worry, Cass. You got our fans trying to get Dele Alli back. Oh, let's see the regen of Dele Alli. If that doesn't sum up, oh, I can't look at him. I can't watch him looking like this. He's been earning money, sitting it honestly.
You know what though? I won't clown Spurs for too long because it is a bit easy and it's a bit of therapy because it's good, isn't it? But it's just against Brighton. I know Brighton should have had the penalty. Yeah, brilliant. I know how Brighton should have had a penalty in that, but I could say that we should have beat Man City at Old Trafford. There should have been penalties in certain games. That those soft penalties.
No, but that was daylight robbery. That was.
Everything went there's been daylight robberies in every game this season, pretty much. With every team, Newcastle and is it a Man City or Liverpool game? Robbery for Newcastle. The Crystal Palace game, robbery for I think is it Newcastle or Palace? Someone should have got a penalty. Arsenal, that soft ass penalty on Salah there should never have been a win at the Emirates. If I'm being honest, like there's just such garbage. But there's been news today that they're gonna try to test the technology again, the automatic system for the offsides and more cameras to help. So that's what David Ornstein said as well. But look,
they'll try everything and they'll still get it wrong.
I feel like this season, it's all the referee's fault. It's not the club's fault. Everyone's been robbed, and literally everyone's been robbed or given some sort of boost through some sort of dodgy decision. That's it.
Yeah, man. Listen, I think United will be fine for top four. I don't know if we'll win another trophy though, man. I fancy City for the FA Cup, and I think this Europa League, it's all on Thursday, man. Seville, that's a tough.
You got to go to Sevilla, the Kings.
They're garbage.
They're garbage and still scored 2 at Old Trafford though.
They did, but did they score 2? Who scored the 2? Tell me who scored the 2. Exactly.
Harry Maguire.
Just deep it for a second. We smashed them for about 65 minutes and let them get up 60 minutes. Marcel came off. They got back into the game. We made a lot of changes. Naivety from Eric Ten Hag, right? So that happened. And then Alessandro Martin. Look, that's all you have to do is clear your line, mate. Maguire, you can't do much about that. It wasn't even going on target. Like, do you know what I mean? They didn't do anything. We could have killed them off. First half could have been 4, 5, 6, 7-0. I'm not even joking. Sevilla not that good. And I get it. The Kings of Europe and there's heritage within that competition. But that team don't scare me, man. When there's no pace against Man United or a press, I'm comfortable. That's why we look comfortable against Sevilla. That's why we look comfortable against Forest. When the team's got a bit of press about them.
Last night, did you not watch them? I watched them against Valencia. They were quality, mate.
Yeah, they were quality there. They were quality.
To be fair, Valencia are not very good, yeah. But Sevilla,
they're 18th.
Cavani might be getting relegated, bro. Like, that's how big it is.
No, Valencia's been on that downward spiral for years.
That Sevilla game and thinking you're going to that stadium, yeah, and getting something, yeah, because if you just think you're naturally going there and getting it, no.
No, but I believe. You know why I believe? I know why I believe I do, because I think Man United, when it comes to in the cups, we get a bit of luck and just a bit of natural luck, and also we've been to 3 Spanish stadiums this season. Yeah, we've been to Barcelona this season. We should have beat them. They're the top of their league, mate. But what's it called?
Didn't you go to Betis as well?
We went to Betis and Sociedad and beat both of them as well, very comfortably. That's why I'm not as afraid.
Beating Sevilla. I'm so confident you have not beaten Sevilla, mate. This competition, that stadium, they've won it at that stadium. They've won the Europa League at that stadium, their own stadium before, yeah? I think that was against Liverpool under Emery. Yeah, but that competition, bro, it's like Real Madrid in the Champions League. They just come alive. Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna be easy, but I just don't think we lose to them. I'll be honest. Like, and that's just not me being deluded or nothing. I just think we got enough to go through. That's it. Even if it went down to penalties, I still think we win because their attacking options are really bad. They're missing a lot this season. Sevilla, for me, like they're missing a lot. They sold too many players.
They sold their 2 best centre backs in the summer.
Yeah, Koundé and Diogo Carlos.
They were in the top 4 race last season. Now look at them.
They got no winger. They've had to employ Acuna and Montiel. Like, not that great, are they? If I'm being honest, they're centre back.
See, look, you're teeing yourself up here, mate.
No, it is, but it's just like
I'll have to get that little French tune on the World Cup tune with a cup of tea.
I'll send it to you. Don't worry.
Yeah, with the Arsenal 6, Sevilla 0.
You know what it is? You know what I love? It's so similar to like this season. Arsenal drop points. The crumble comes now. Then they go drop points somewhere else. It starts now. I've been hearing it all season when Man United gets smashed by a City. Yeah, Ten Hag's going to go get sacked. He's 7 Hag now. then flipping Liverpool gets smashed 7-0. Oh, it's a real 7. Like the flipping downfall starts now. You're not winning on Sunday.
They're going to finish 8th. Like,
Yeah,
I think
I've
most
heard it.
people are like
I've
that.
heard it all season with Man United. And it just don't phase me. No, I love it because every time people think, they're gonna get knocked out 2 competitions this week. I said, thanks for that, mate. You just jinxed it for us. We're gonna win now.
But
And
this
that's
is the
why.
thing, yeah. Even if you don't win anything else this season, it'd be very disappointing. But you've still won something. Yeah, because
that's
the position you're in, you should go and win something else now. Yeah, right. Whether it be Europa League or FA Cup, you're getting top 4 because that lot of crap. Yeah, and I don't see
just a little dig for us.
Yeah, I don't see Villa or Brighton. As much as I'd like Villa to get in there, just to rub Arsenal fans up the wrong way, man, it'd be hilarious to see Unai Emery qualify for Champions League in his first half of season. After it took Arteta 4 years, do you know what I mean? It would be funny, but I just don't see where you're not getting in the top 4. So it's not a great season if you don't win anything else, but it's still a good season. And if we don't win anything, you've had a better season than us.
I've been saying this, Lee, and I swear on my life, I asked this question yesterday. Yeah, on a hypothetical that Arsenal don't win the league, Man United could literally, like, with the fixtures that you come up that people think you're gonna bottle now, Newcastle away, City away, and then obviously Man United's got a game in hand. I said, but then that puts us, if hypothetically Man United win those games in hand and the games that where you lose, we gain points. We only go 6 points behind you then. So who's had the great season? Still because of Liverpool fans, second place has become a trophy, and I can't believe it. I didn't actually think they actually believed it's actually a trophy. It's like Tottenham fans when they said they'd rather finish top 4 than win a flipping FA Cup or Carling.
Whoa, I didn't say that. Tottenham fans, yeah. I'd say anything.
Henry, you and Sava and all that are just in a. Let's just shove you lot away. We're talking about Tottenham heads like Jordan and stuff like that, Patrick and stuff like that, etc., etc. Now, not
did they honestly say they'd rather top 4 over an FA Cup?
I'm not.
Most of your fan base say that.
Deji did. I love Deji, by the way, but Deji did that.
Tobes even said that to me earlier in the season. I was like, what are you talking about?
It's ridiculous.
And I love Tobes. He's not normally deluded.
They all need to go and apologise to Antonio because it's clearly not his fault.
No, it goes to show. It goes to show, innit? And you want Bastoni in the summer as well.
Yeah, we wanted Bastoni.
So they wanted 50 million, but you'd only give what 38 million.
No, they wanted. He actually come out and said he doesn't want to join Tottenham, so I don't blame him.
Hey, he's smart. He is smart.
To give the kids on giving.
Like, Chiellini's obviously had a word with him and said, "Yo,
why didn't you go get in deep?" Look, I don't get Spurs, man. Honestly, the recruitment.
The mentality, the mentality comes from the top, and until we actually identify what we want to do with this football club, apart from profit every single weekend, the stadium basically prints £1 million every weekend.
I can't lie, like you got Aouar going on a free as well, and all that stuff. You got Ndika from the Bundesliga, quality left-footed as well.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, he's on a free as well.
He's on a free. There's so many quality players around that you like.
Madison's going to be on a cheap when they get relegated. Apparently, we're going to bid for James Maddison. If Leicester go down, I think he'd rather play in the Championship than play for us.
Oh, if Maddison goes Spurs, I'll hate him, man.
Why would any half-decent footballer or manager want to go to that club?
I can't answer it.
Until they get another club that's better.
I think it does. I don't think it would. I do think it does take a correct manager just to come around and just get things going. Just the right player. He looks like I want that player on that player. You can work with a player. Look at Eric Ten Hag with what he's had this season. I'm not saying you're going to get 220 million to spend. But it just comes to manager where it's the correct. I think it's more to do with the correct personality to get along with the owner, to get along with the squad.
You've all got to be singing from the same hymn sheet, haven't you? Like your director of football, your manager, your owner, the fans, the squad. The problem is we don't even know where our hymn sheet is. That's the problem.
I just don't think it's all doom and gloom. But next season, I can't lie. When Harry Kane decides to actually leave and fold to wherever he wants to go,
which he will.
He ain't going anywhere. Do you think Kane's leaving? He ain't going nowhere. He's a loser.
I think if they finish that top, I think that'll be the spark point. It's like I've had enough. I think it'll be like I've had enough.
Lee, I get what you're saying, the loser mentality and all that, but he's gone 100%.
Yeah, once that happens, I just don't even see you finishing even in the top. Like teams are just getting stronger. Got a better manager. Got a better.
Look at Brighton. Brighton's recruitment. Like
yes, Brighton's going to get raided. Brighton's probably going to get raided.
Chelsea are the ones, man. Chelsea have already tried to raid Brighton. They've tried to. Chelsea have basically taken the parts of a Ferrari and built a Ford Focus with it. That's basically what they've done. It's mad. Like they've actually taken all of the Brighton parts, thinking, "Yeah, we're gonna be like Brighton when they recruit," and they're absolutely shocking, man. Anyway, let's move. Let's talk about it. we might as well. It seems that Arsenal are back in the mud. Everyone says City have won the title and it's all over and it's done. Big up Chaitanya in the chats, have these super chats. Says, big up, boys. The team lost confidence. I feel to be the best, you've got to beat the best. The next 7 games will define this team and the mentality. Absolutely facts, man. Big up Chaitanya. Listen, I'll give my thoughts. I'll go to Lee and I'll let Kaz and Henry rip us apart if they want to.
I'm going to take a few minutes here just to go on a little tangent. Anyone who's heard this on my channel and Sai's channel today, you're going to hear it again tomorrow as well on Terry's channel, because there's more people that need to know about this than they need to know. But anyway, it's a young squad. Oh, they're a young player. Oh, Saka. Oh, yes, he's so young. He's allowed to drop a stinker. Cool. Erling Haaland's 22. I ain't heard anyone mention it all season. Wonder why. Has Pep ever dropped 2 points in back-to-back games after leading the game by 2 goals? Probably not. Roy Keane absolutely destroying Gary Neville after Gary Neville said that Arsenal would have been a great season if they finished second. No, it wouldn't, mate. Would he have sat there in front of Fergie and said, Gaffer, but why are you so intense? It's all right if we finish second. He wouldn't, would he? So shut up, Neville, you muppet. Yeah. Big up Roy Keane. At least he gets the aim.
Best pundit. By far, best pundit.
Oh, easily, man. Him and Souness. I know people don't like Souness. I love him. Yeah, I love how they rattle so many people. It's great. It's a must-win game. Okay, well, now we didn't win it. What's happened? Oh, it don't matter. Let's push that over there. On to the next one. So stop typing it's a must-win game then, because it ain't a must-win game. Because if nobody's being held accountable after we don't win it, then it's not must-win, is it? What's going on here? So anyway, we carry on. Trust me, I'm going to keep going, right? Right? Nothing happens. So when there's no accountability, I've wrote all this shit down. When there's no accountability or responsibility, yeah, that makes them people that are not given accountability or responsibility part of the problem, which is why this club has been on its longest title drought in its history. Yeah, we signed Jorginho for experience. Then at Anfield, we bring on Kivior, who played 4 minutes of Premier League football. Then at West Ham, we need legs and physicality in midfield, so we bring on Jorginho. Make it make sense. Like, makes no sense. AFTV, I know you're part of that, Dan. But they're promoting this tweet. If Arsenal don't win the league this season, I'm very confident they will do it next year, similar to Liverpool in 1920. This team is going to get better. Okay, based on
what would they say when they say 1920?
No, it means the 1920 season.
I was going to say, I was like,
1920
what?
season, right? Okay, so cool. So Arsenal are only going to get better. I wonder whether Leicester fans thought that after nearly getting top 4 twice in a row, and now they're set 19th. Good one. We carry on. Martin Odegaard, our club captain, signing a football shirt for Declan Rice. All set up, of course, because somebody just conveniently happened to be there, filming it, and then they cuddled and then walked around the corner. Why didn't they do that around the corner? Yeah, absolute BS and PR, man. And now it's, oh, Rice is coming. No, he ain't. I will bet anyone right now Declan Rice don't sign for Arsenal in the summer. We have a thin squad. Sorry, I'm going to go on for a minute. Right?
No,
we have
mate,
a thin squad.
you ain't said anything wrong so
Cool.
far.
So if we have a thin squad, why was everyone rating the transfer window in the summer and January 8 out of 10 then? Yeah, Ray Parler last week going, giving it, no one expected this. Cool. Well, when we're 8 points clear, Ray, why is it only Arsenal fans can't change their pre-season expectations? Yeah. Did he dress up second place when he was playing for Arsenal with Thierry Henry and all these legends behind me? No, he didn't, because they would have beat the shit. Sorry, I shouldn't swear. It's because they all want an excuse for failure as a coping mechanism. Let's carry on. The reason this club has been infested with these plucky losers, BS, is down to one man. Bigger fish to fry. Yeah? We've thrown 3 cups away. We've been 3 cups away to win 1. Make it make sense. Arsene Wenger lowered the standards of this club so much, and he even said top 4 is bigger than the cups. Yeah, most of our online fans worship this bloke and mimic his loser mentality. Top 4, we can't compete. It's okay, it's a young team. No one expected it. Blah, 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 blah. Absolute load of crap. I can't wait for a Saudi to buy this football club, mate. Yeah. Bayern Munich, Oliver Kahn, standing there giving a speech to everyone, all the players and all of that, after that monstrosity that happened at the Etihad the other day. This comment on the YouTube video that was put out there says, it's hard to imagine that a team like Bayern Munich cannot invest in serious PR experts, yeah, who know how to write motivational speeches or to teach Bayern's leading man how to speak, because this speech from Oliver Kahn was not anything but motivating. Since we smashed the stadium down to be like Bayern Munich, right? So since we last won a league, in fact, with these legends, 2004, that's 19 years, yeah? Bayern Munich have had 16 managers and won 38 trophies. Good one. Cool. Let's go to another club that we wanted to move to be like, Real Madrid. The Rainbow Alphabet Mob. Yeah, they could take a fine every single year. Every single year they take the fine off UEFA and FIFA, or wherever it is. Yeah, because they refuse to wear it and promote it. Right? In that 19 years since we last won a league, they have had 17 managers, nearly one a year, and they've won 27 trophies. No virtue signalling. They actually understand the aim of elite sport. Gary,
who's a rainbow flag team?
LGBTQ.
Yeah, I know, but what team are you referring to?
Real Madrid is talking about.
They don't promote it.
Okay, yeah.
It's their bollocks. We ain't promoting that. It's about football. We ain't virtue signaling. We're here to win trophies.
Yeah, football isn't about politics though. But as soon as it comes to buying a football club, all the journalists hate it.
Thank you. Check this. Gary Neville back in January, when asked if Arsenal will win the league, Gary Neville said in his podcast, "No, but I said Leicester wouldn't win it either. But they won't win the league. Man City will win the league, and I think United will finish second. I know that will annoy Arsenal fans," he said. Arsenal fans have been pressed all season about mainstream media because none of them have said we'll win it. Yeah, if we finish second, it'll be no one expected us to win it anyway. Okay, so why are you all pressed about no one saying we'll win it then? Another coping mechanism, right? Only fans on the planet who need constant coping mechanisms. Yeah, cry about anyone who writes us off, but then makes excuses when we fail. Calls anyone who's got a strong personality and calls a spade as controversial. Yeah, overrate all of our players as world beaters, but then say when we win nothing, it's a young squad. Laugh at Spurs for bottling a title to Leicester, but make out an 8-point lead and not winning it is not a bottle job. Spurs were never top of the league that season, by the way. Funny as we were. Wenger is to blame for all of this. All of these people have lowered the standards because of that man. Next one. I'm nearly done, Dan, by the way.
Nice, good call, man.
Would you ask an air stewardess to fly the plane? You wouldn't, would you? So why the fuck are we asking Kieran Tierney to play inverted fullback? That is true. It's true. What's going on here? Mikel Arteta, after the game, his post-match press conference, Saka penalty miss. If he scores, we win. How toxic, Mikel? He's only young. He's 21. Like, why are you calling him out? Mikel Arteta saying our mentality is weak. Granit Xhaka and Odegaard coming out in their post-match interviews saying it's not.
He's putting on his most Salah impression, isn't he? So yeah.
Let's carry on. Is there any more? I think I'm done. No, I think I'm actually done. Oh yeah, one more thing I want to say. Zinchenko misses the match today. This is Arsenal's tweet. Yeah, Zinchenko misses the match today as a precaution after a tight groin. I'm not surprised. The geezer had his legs wide open at Anfield. I'm not surprised he's pulled his groin. I mean, out of all the things he could have got injured for, it's a groin. I mean, come on, Arsenal, make up something better. He ain't injured. Arteta's dropped him. Same as he dropped Eddie. Eddie weren't injured. When did we see Eddie get injured? Oh, but it happened in training. No, he was out recording a music video with a mask on. Get in the bin.
Do you think that's Eddie Nketiah?
100% it's Eddie. It's in London. He's talking about scoring goals. He's talking about winning games and winning trophies. Yeah, well, it definitely ain't your lot. Yeah, definitely. People are saying it's Zaha. It's not Zaha because Zaha don't win nothing. Yeah. Then his name's D-Day. Yeah. Well, that could be Eddie. It's Eddie.
Eze?
He looks like
Eze, maybe?
The size of him. 100% that's Eddie Nketiah.
Listen, for the last 10 minutes or so, I'm going to let Henry and Kaz come in with their thoughts because I can't really disagree with anything that Lee said there, man. Listen, a lot of people that listen to this and in the chat will get defensive and say, "Oh, where was all that chat when we were winning? Where we were blah, blah." Actually, I don't disagree with a lot of it, mate. If I'm honest with you, and I'm going to come back to some of those points in a minute. But Henry, I'll come to you first, then Kaz. That are Arsenal fans right to have a bit of a meltdown, or Arsenal fans right to worry? Are neutral fans going over the top because it's still in Arsenal's hands? where do you stand on yesterday's result in the title race?
I don't know if any of you follow me on TikTok, but I put a TikTok out saying, for me, this isn't on the players. This is on Arteta, right? So how many? Let me. I don't obviously watch Arsenal religiously like you two do, but how many?
I watch. Don't worry. You say 3. I watch them religiously. Don't you worry.
Let's be real. How many in-game management decisions has Arteta made this season where you've gone, why have you brought him on? Why have you done that? Right, but those few games cost you, like Liverpool and Anfield. Okay, it's a one-off, right?
What about Old Trafford?
No, I'm saying like in terms of stadiums, the 2 grounds you go to across Europe, who are the crowd like lift you, is Bernabeu and Anfield. They're the 2 grounds that are like something you've never seen before. But West Ham, 2-0 up in 10 minutes. Everyone in the booth is going, this is going to be a cricket score. I was the only one who said they were 2-0 up last week, right? Everyone's largely in charge, getting the Stellas in, right? Ben Rama scores that penalty. Saka misses. If that was Harry Kane, that would be bottle job all over social media. But Saka's protected because he's young, right? Whatever. You then go 2-2. I still think West Ham could have had a couple of goals.
The only thing I will say, let me just interrupt quickly because it's important, Henry, and then you can carry on. The absolute muppets that are giving him loads of racial abuse again need to get the fuck out of this world.
I don't agree with that
and leave this country and just remove himself from all. I just got it to get that in, but go on, carry on.
Yeah, you're right. That whoever's doing that disgusting. Even when he come on in pre-season, there was an awful undie pre-season 2 years ago. We all applauded him because him, Rashford, and Sancho. That's a complete BS. But anyway, you tune him up in 10 minutes. I'm like, right, okay. Now you're going to see a winning side, a champion winning side. When Man City in that last 10 games under Guardiola, look at his record. How many of every league title he's won since he's been at Man City of the last 10 games has he drawn or lost? And I'll tell you the answer is 3 games in the last 3 titles. So out of the last 30 games, he's dropped points twice or 3 times max. Man City have just got this thing of a winning. They'll win regardless. I don't think they'll drop another point this season in the Premier League. I really don't. They'll scrape through every single result. With Arsenal, I'm watching it yesterday. You got Partey was absolutely woeful, right? Absolutely awful. I don't know if you guys agree, but I thought he was awful.
You're surprised? Right? He's 57 years old, mate. Like, come on.
Right? But then like, there's no leader in that team. Odegaard, for me, should not be the captain. Odegaard should not be the captain for me. I personally would give it to Kieran Tierney. Because he's the only one in that team who's actually got the right mentality, that I think. Of actually, where's like the before the World Cup, everyone's out there freezing, wearing undersleeves. He's out there in shorts and a t-shirt. He don't care. He's out to play football. He's the only one that's got the right mentality, and he's the only one that seems to actually want to play for the badge. He's screaming at players, get in your position. Zinchenko's up the pitch, like Heung-min Son on the left wing. But where's the leader on a pitch to drag you through those games? Where's the Vieira? Where's the Roy Keane? Where's that sort of player in this winning side to drag you through those results? You haven't got one. You got Robert Holding getting absolutely bounced by Ben Rama, who's smaller than me, right? Getting absolutely weights from him. And then he scores from that. Like, don't get me wrong, you're fantastic to watch. But where's your leader? Odegaard, like Lee said, taking a picture, signing his shirt for Rice. He should be screaming at them players, this is not good enough. But then the narrative will be, but top 4 was the aim. That'll be the narrative.
Yeah, Henry, sorry to cut you off. When he came on against Sporting Lisbon and we won a throw-in, he was going like this to the crowd. Yeah, come on, get us up. Come on, get up.
Yeah, but that's one time.
I gave him a free pass for the rest of his career at Arsenal, mate. Oh, because he loves the club. He loves to go. Oh, look at him, the passion.
Yeah, but like, okay, look at us, right? Højbjerg thinks he's our leader because he beats his chest and he's all large and in charge and he's hard. He's not a leader. He's not a John Terry, a Rio Ferdinand, and the man you did. Right? Would you say sorry?
You shacker.
Right, but there's no. What I think which will cost you the title is Arteta as being naive in certain games, right? And when the big moments, I'm going to be that guy. But in the big moments in this guy's career so far, he has bottled it. 6 points clear of top 4 last year.
Zinchenko crying as well. Their main man, the leader, the legend, the best
6
left back in the world.
6 points clear of top 4 last year. You bottled it. 8 points clear of Man City. If Man City win that league by, let's say, 4 or 5 points, that's a 12, 13-point swing, right? No, if any other manager in the position right now at 2-0 up knows that is a dangerous scoreline, that he's not cautious at all. It's let's play the game plan because the game plan's working. Not something might not go your way. A free kick might go against you and you might concede from it. There's no when you look at Pep, right? Even when he's 2-0 up, he's still cautious. So is Klopp. So is Eric Ten Hag at Old Trafford, right? They brought on Fred to nullify Odegaard. Where is Arteta's? Where's my response to that? And that's what separates the elite from the elite.
What more do you want?
Let me come back to some of these points. Sorry, Kaz, I was going to bring you in, but let me just come back to some of these points. I don't want to forget them. So, you're right. The last couple of games, Mikel Arteta's subs have weirdly confused me more than anything I've ever seen. Now, I could kind of make in my head, I'm not trying to justify them, but I was trying to understand them. At Anfield, I don't understand why Tierney didn't come earlier. We basically conceded and he went, "Oh, you can come on now." Well, might as well just left him on. It's too late. It's done. I didn't understand Kivior, but in my mind, I was thinking, okay, you want to go 5 at the back. He's the only defender on the bench. Okay, cool. If that's really what you want to do, fair play. But I do not understand the substitutes at the weekend. I didn't understand them at Old Trafford. I didn't understand them in some of the Europa League games. I definitely didn't understand them at Anfield. And yesterday was weird. He took Kieran Tierney off for Fabio Vieira at one stage, and I wondered if I was actually high. I don't understand what the hell he was doing. Every single substitute was a drop-off. Now, that is a problem with our squad, and we've always mentioned that. I've always said the squad still, in my opinion, was never strong enough to compete in all 4 competitions. And yesterday, although some of them names were okay, I looked at it and thought, yeah, whoever we bring on here is definitely going to drop off. I do not understand for the life of me how Saka has stayed on the pitch again at Anfield and now at West Ham. I love the kid, right? I'm not going to rip him. He's got too much credit in the bank of the last 2-3 years. Yeah, that boy, to even slate him. And you definitely don't start abusing the kid, right? But it was a poor penalty. Yeah, it sometimes was going to miss.
You know what it is, though? Fatigue.
How did he stay on, man?
It's fatigue. It is fatigue at the end of the day. I know it's 1 game a week now. It's different.
Well, West Ham
but when you're starting every game, even prior Europa League, FA Cup, Carling Cup, and all that, when you play every game 90 minutes, it catches up with you towards the end of the season.
Declan Rice though? Declan Rice plays every game.
He does look off.
Saka,
but no, he's not fatigued like that. There's mental fatigue as well. Look. Saka is a young kid, and to put everything on his shoulders is wrong in the first place. But he's carried it for so long. I think at this point in time, I know Martinelli stepped up. I think he's still being wicked, to be fair. But I think Saka's just tired in general. He's played so many games this season. It does catch up regardless, even in this one game. The other players don't have an excuse.
Who steps up then? That's my point.
No, because why I can't go on to Saka is because he's been carrying Arsenal. And he's doing it pretty much, if not all by himself, majority of the time. Other players need to step up. It's a bit like Rashford with loads of games this season. He's had so many good performances as well in goals for important. Even if he has a bad game, I'm not going to get onto him. Because you know what? He deserves it. He deserves not to be getting onto. But the other players need to step up. What about the other ones? That you bought certain players to go do that. Anthony, Sancho, They need to do the job now, not just him.
One of our best players in the last month has been Trossard, and now he's getting dropped. Now I understand it's hard to pick that, right? I get it. There's 4 players there.
Yeah, so for me, then if that was the case,
Saka's
then
got to come off as Trossard, man.
But that's not Saka's
you need a goal when you take off Jesus. That made no sense.
That was mad. That was mad. And
even though Partey was bad, I just don't understand the Jorginho thing because the counter attack is suspect. One thing that West Ham could have won the game was through counter attack. Even though Partey's having a garbage game, he was definitely more suited than Jorginho. If you was going to take anyone off that game, it was Xhaka. He was garbage. He was just as bad. You want a bit more control and composure.
Both come off.
Yeah, them not Partey. I know Partey was bad, but he's still an anchor. He's still playing through that crap. Because
even with all these things, even with these players not playing great, Xhaka, Partey, who's lifting that team up?
No one. Like, Odegaard's not a captain, mate.
This is what I'm saying. Who's the leader in that team?
Let me just come in there, right? Let me just come in there because I do get what you're saying, right? And I was a massive advocate. I was like, I want to see some old school captain. I want Kieran Tierney. He'll bark orders. He'll do what I think's needed. He epitomises everything that's needed within this Arsenal side. Winning mentality, professionalism. But actually, Odegaard's maybe shut up a bit this season, not just because he's been scoring and assisting. He's actually kind of led us by example in a different kind of way. Arteta doesn't want a Barker, doesn't want someone in orders. We ain't got any of those players, man. He doesn't want that. So you might say, where is it? You ain't going to find one because Arteta doesn't want one man shouting at people on the pitch. Gabriel sometimes does it.
Why do you think that is? He wants everyone to go, yes, Mikel, no, Mikel, 3 bags full, Mikel, yeah? Right. And listen, he's got us in the title race. I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
but if we don't win it, Dan, yeah, real talk, if we do not win it from being 8 points clear, yeah, that's a failure. I don't care how anyone dresses it up, mate. And if Ancelotti is available in the summer, which he will be, just go and get him.
What about Simeone? Because he's available.
Take him in a heartbeat. Yeah, but this fan base would kill him off before he's even got the job in mass. So when I
fan base won't want anybody else.
Him, yeah, right. And I was just the one person saying I'm not backing Arteta. But if we get Simeone as manager in the summer, this fan base will revolt. They'll be outside the stadium protesting.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, because they won't want him. Yeah, this guy's a serial winner, but they won't want him.
I feel like City have won it now. Like I don't want City to win it. The thought of them doing a treble makes me flipping ill. Like honestly, I was when I saw it, I was just upset the fact that they look like they're gonna win the FA Cup and they look like they're gonna go win the Champions League. I can't just rely on Real Madrid. You boys, unless you need a bounce back. I think you can still go toe to toe with City at City. Just right now, I'm just gonna enjoy your meltdown. I deserve it.
Yes, I think when I actually deep it, if they get past Madrid, that treble's done.
It's done, mate. And that's just where it's like, Arsenal, you need to go back and find your fucking form, mate. Sorry for swearing. It's just, you need to do it fast. You need to do it fast. Go Southampton, smash them 5-0 and get your confidence back.
Very quickly, this comment saying, look at the ball we're playing and you want Ancelotti. Mate, firstly, you can't spell. Right, so maybe get off the internet.
Simeone, not actually.
Go and do an online course. No, but it said, I don't know what that is. It's like, what language is that? Yeah, that? Maybe go and do an online course in how to construct a sentence. But yeah, if we don't win anything, I don't care how we've played. Yeah, I don't care about the journey. I care about winning the title at the end of it. I couldn't care less how we get there. Right, and I've been to Atletico Stadium when Diego Costa knocked us out of the Europa League. Right, after we battered them and we should have won 6-0 at the Emirates. Right, if we don't win anything, that is a failure. Yeah, that is a failure. It's a failure. And I don't care what the style of football is. I grew up in George Graham, mate. 1-0 to the Arsenal. Yeah, if George Graham was in this position now, we win the league. If Ancelotti takes the job right now, Arsenal win the league. That's it.
Listen, man, it's still in both of our hands, so it's going to be a matter of who's more consistent than who now. And I do fear that we got a long way to go because we have to try to not lose at the Etihad, and that's going to be mad. If we lose at the Etihad, it's done. It's done and dusted. But we got to concentrate on Southampton first, man. There's definitely slip-ups for me in Arsenal's and City's games. I think City at Brentford and Brighton away is hard. Everyone's looking at the Everton game, but I don't think they're playing well enough to be a worry about. But for me, I think Brighton and Brentford could cause them problems. Arsenal have got to play Brighton as well at home, which will be tough. Newcastle away, very tough as well. And of course, the game in the Etihad. Just quickly before we wrap up, because I know we've got to go and Henry's got to go to the panel. If Pep wins the treble, it's a double treble. Where does he rank for you? Real talk. For me, he's up there with Fergie. I don't put Wenger, Klopp, or the others anywhere near, or Mourinho anywhere near Pep. In my opinion, Pep and Sir Alex Ferguson are the two.
You mean in terms of Prem or all time? Because
I guess he means Prem, or does he mean all time? Maybe he means all time.
And Jose is definitely in the convo. Ancelotti, you can make a case as the best manager.
Ancelotti is worried the best manager ever because he's won unbelievable.
Ancelotti's not a good league manager. He's a great cup manager though.
But
he's never retained the title, has he?
League titles in 5 leagues.
I still think Pep and Fergie are probably up there together. As even in the all times as well, because
and then after
Mourinho, Ancelotti, you can start talking. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. It's mad. Listen, absolute legends, all of you for coming on. Please make sure that you head over to this YouTube channel right now that I'm about to stick in the chat because it's Henry Wright's channel. Make sure you go over there now. He's going to be live. Literally, just there's 380 of you. Just go over there now, man. Go see what Henry's up to. Kaz, never a foul. What you got coming up, bruv?
We've got a rival show tomorrow, which is going to be shameless as shit. We've got tomorrow 6 p.m. Trust me, it's going to be mental. So I'm going to love it, and I deserve it. I can't wait because you know what I said 2 weeks ago to Newcastle fan Specs and Kendall. You might be above us now, but wait 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, watch how it flips. I'll be back on top of you, pause, and so forth, and we'll go from there.
This is how far Man United have fallen, by the way. They're
Yeah,
right-
but
they're
it
Newcastle.
is. That's it.
They
But
won a
Newcastle.
trophy in 64 years or 67 years.
Yeah, I know, but Tottenham fans do it with us now. Newcastle fans are doing it. They're going to be in the equation whether we like it or not. So we might as well get used to it.
Listen,
We're not in any conversation, mate. We're finished.
Make sure you smash the like and sub on the way out. Head over to Henry Wright TV right now. Go to Lee Reacts on YouTube and make sure you get him up to 10K, which he should be at by now, to be fair. If you're not already, Lee.
Nearly 9.
There we go. It's going to get there tonight, people. Make sure you do that. We'll see you next time. Until then, up the Arsenal, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Make sure you come over tomorrow night, people, because I'm probably going to get cooked by Lawless and Tobes and the rest of them. But as long as they got some self-awareness, I'll be fine. Tomorrow at 10 p.m, people. See you then. Take it easy. Laters.